I ended up putting some neon or LED on the Concours, and I actually got two kits. One for the Busa, which is blue, and a green one. It's from, if you can see it, XK Glow. Comes in a little box, sells on Amazon for $44 or so. It comes with a bunch of little connections. This is kind of like a 3 or 4-way connector. It is a decent little kit. I will say, I guess not as easy, but less complicated than wiring things yourself. It has these little pods, which will quick connect to another one, or you can cap it off. 3M sticky tape, and pretty easy instructions. Comes with an on-off switch, no fuse, just because of the low voltage. Now, the Concours one, I ended up getting two 8-inch strips. The Busa one, I'm just going with these 10 pods, so little blue pods everywhere. These connections actually look a little bit better. I don't know if they change manufacturers or what, but these ones seem like they might pull out a little bit easier. Time will tell. What I ended up doing, and I'll talk about the fog lights in a second, but I mounted the switch here. It's pretty much on if that button's on. I put the little connector underneath the right side panel, and I wired two ways. I wired one which went down to the sides and then up under the nose. So if you can see here in the side vents, there's 3M tape, it's stuck. There's one little plug or whatever you want, pod, and then a strip. And then it actually branches off, and I decided to put the two underneath the nose. Wire is actually thin enough I could feed it right into in between panels, and got a decent seal, seemed to hide it pretty well. Now you're gonna have to figure out where exactly you want yours run, but this is just kind of how I did it. I brought the other one to the other side and I capped it off at the bottom. Now the other two I ran towards the back as it has a little bit longer wire, and I mounted one on each side of the tail. Just cleaned it off with alcohol, make sure it's nice and clean, and go from there. And when I hit the button, that's the result. Pretty bright, ought to be pretty good at nighttime, or if I'm just parked somewhere. Now the second part of the install was I put in some fog lights or marker lights. These are, again, off of Amazon, about 30 bucks, and then another $10 for a relay kit. They're LED, so you might not even really need a full-on relay with a 30 amp fuse. I ended up removing my two side reflectors, drilling out that hole a little bit, and mounting to there. My father has very similar ones, but they actually mount to this front screw here. I didn't want to mess with that, so I just mounted them there. Seem like they'll be pretty good. Again, it's really for just standing out in traffic rather than actual light. The one thing, again, I wired underneath. The fuse and everything is actually underneath this center panel, so you'll have to figure out how you want to do it. And you see that one red wire I spliced into one of the nose marker lights. That way when I turn the switch on from the markers, it will activate the relay, and then I can actually hit the button. Button I mounted up here. Turn that on. So here we go. So again, pretty bright. Nighttime will tell how it really works, but for just some cheap, basically $40 fog lights, they do pretty good. Alright, that's it. We got neon, we got fog lights. Hopefully Connie's done for at least a little while. Apparently I have too many other things that I can't stop leaving alone. Alright, so I just put in one LED bulb that I bought off of Amazon. I have a stock H4 bulb on this side, LED bulb on that side. These are the LED bulbs. They're supposed to be 9600 lumens. Plug and play. We're gonna see what it looks like. Set this down for a second. Well, maybe I can hold it. Okay. So definitely wider compared to the stock bulb. I'd say pretty much as bright. High beams. Questionable, I guess at best. Don't know if I really see. There is a dip in the high beam, but I guess it's pretty close. Only thing I am getting is a wider, brighter light. But not the kind of brightness I guess I'm looking for. One tip that I do have is, this is the rubber seal or whatever that goes around the headlight bulbs. These ones, in order to push them in, I actually found out that they have kind of a quick release that you push it in and turn it, and the little socket thing will stay in the headlight. But in order to get this piece on, I had to trim it down, say about 1/4 inch or so, about halfway on this first hump. That way I had enough room to get the headlight pushed in and turned. Otherwise it just made it almost impossible to get it in there. So we'll see how that works, and then I will have both headlights on. Okay, so got both headlights in. I'm going to be turning them on now. Now keep in mind my garage light is on, sorry, but definitely a decent colored beam. This is on low. So not too bad. I know it doesn't give you a great representation just because of all the tools and crap on the wall, but we'll give them a shot.